Hello guys, gals and gamers, welcome back to another video. Before we begin, I would love to remind you guys to please like and subscribe. If we hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year, I will do a very special live stream dissecting the game design behind the most disappointing game I have ever played. Also, leave a comment down below because I really want to start a discussion with my videos. But now, let's get back into the actual topic of this video. And this week, we happen to be talking about Warriors games. Next week, we are getting a brand new Warriors game. It is called Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes, which is kind of an alternate retelling of the events of Fire Emblem Three Houses, but in a Warriors format. Now, Warriors games are, well, the name comes from Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors, which are both Koei Tecmo series, maybe? I'm not exactly sure about that. And it's kind of a hack and slash where you defeat hordes of enemies at the same time. This is a very interesting style of game and I really like the series. And Warriors franchise is no stranger to having collaborations with other franchises or implementing their gameplay style into other franchises. You have probably seen this with stuff like Dragon Quest Warriors, Hyrule Warriors, Fire Emblem Warriors, Persona 5 Strikers, and those kind of games. And what they have recently been doing is very interesting because they have been doing kind of non-canonical continuations of some very beloved games. Like Breath of the Wild got a Warriors prequel, non-canonical, in Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Then we of course have Fire Emblem Three Hopes that I already mentioned, and stuff like Persona 5 Strikers, which is a non-canonical sequel to the events of Persona 5. So I wanted to make a list, kind of speculating what other franchises could get the Warriors treatment. Now, the franchises I'm looking for in this video are mainly Japanese franchises, because Koei Tecmo, the company who makes these Warriors games, is Japanese, and a lot of the time they seem to focus on anime style or JRPG kind of games. So that is kind of the focus here. Now that is quite a lot of talking for the intro, so let's get into the first franchise on this list, Xenoblade. Xenoblade is one that a lot of fans think is next on the list after Fire Emblem and Zelda. Now, I would be very welcome to a Xenoblade Warriors game. You could have all of the characters from all three different games, or all four different games if we include Xenoblade Chronicles X, which we should because it's a cool game, which Nintendo should also bring to the Switch. But that said, narrative-wise, I could think of many exciting possibilities where this game could take place. And the first one that comes to my mind is that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is what we know of the game so far. It has not been released, is that it kind of brings the worlds of Xenoblade 1 and Xenoblade 2 together. Now, I'm sure the game will address this, how these two worlds came together, the more you get into the very, very long story of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. But having a game set on the beginning of the merge of these worlds would be very interesting to see, because while I think the game Xenoblade Chronicles 3 will cover a lot of that, but I don't think it will cover too much of it and will leave some holes for us to think about, how exactly did this happen? What happened to this character? And so on. So it would be very interesting to see everything that happened during this merge of the worlds of Xenoblade 1 and 2 and maybe X2. Moving on from Nintendo, I want to think about a possible Bayonetta Warriors game. Now, Bayonetta has kind of a disadvantage here, because I don't know if there's so many recognizable characters in the Bayonetta, games. I have only played a few of them, and I do not know what Bayonetta 3 will bring to the table. We have not seen much of that game. So I was thinking, I want a Bayonetta hack and slash Warriors game, because I think that would be awesome to have. And Bayonetta is already kind of hack and slash. And I was thinking, what if we bring other Platinum Games characters in there, including stuff like Astral Chain, Wonderful 101, and just whatever you can think about. Now, bringing that all together, I think the narrative here would be something just completely over the top and ridiculous. If it is like a completely a crossover game of all kinds of Platinum characters in there, but with the mainstay being like Bayonetta, then I think the story would just be like over the top fun nonsense, power fantasies and stuff going like completely in bizarre directions. And I just welcome that opportunity, and I kind of want that to happen just because it would just be absolutely ridiculous. Now, for the next entry, I do not think the story will be that important, but I still want to see it happen, and that is Pokemon. Pokemon Warriors would be something very exciting for me, just because, the franchise is so big. Pokemon is a very big franchise, so it is kind of a mystery why this hasn't happened already. Now, Pokemon, of course, isn't that big when it comes to stories. Some of the games do have great stories, but it's not like people care that much about like the ongoing lore, or that isn't really the reason why you go and play Pokemon games. Let's just say that. So the story can just be whatever. It can be something original. It can kind of link to some other game, maybe like linking to Pokemon X and Y, going over the Kalos War 3,000 years ago. Not sure if Game Freak wants to do a game set during like a war period nowadays. Maybe it could be about ancient Unova, kind of legend style. Maybe it could be the future, maybe how like Black and White 3 be a Warriors game of some sorts. I don't know, but I'm not sure if there would be any good fit. I think it could just be like Pokken Tournament, which like kind of did have a story, but it wasn't really important. The important part was the gameplay. And I think Warriors gameplay just with Pokemon having kind of like these super effective things, like some moves are super effective against other Pokemon and that kind of stuff. It would just be really cool in my opinion. This would be more in the same line as the first Hyrule Warriors or the first Fire Emblem Warriors. So it wouldn't be that big on story. It would just be like a big fan service mash. So it would be fun. It would be fun. Now, I was thinking other franchises that could really fit a warrior style game, and I set my eye on Square Enix. Now, for Square Enix, I was thinking either Final Fantasy, do something like a Final Fantasy VII spin-off with Warriors gameplay, or just have a lot of Final Fantasy characters come to one and have a story with them. I don't know. But I would rather go with Kingdom Hearts, actually. And I think a perfect place where the story could be set in is between Kingdom Hearts 3 and Kingdom Hearts 4, which is an upcoming game. So I would really think you could explore kind of what leads up to the events of Kingdom Hearts 4 in some kind of a spin-off game, and Kingdom Hearts is of course no stranger to having like these weird spin-off games that have like plot development that is for some reason really crucial to the overarching plot of Kingdom Hearts, that is really complicated and I don't get it. But it would just be fun, and a Warriors game with like all of these Disney words would be fun, and you could play as other characters apart from Sora, which I think was the only playable character in Kingdom Hearts 3, or I just didn't know how to use the menus. You can play as characters that you haven't properly played as in a long time, like Kairi or Aqua, and what other characters there are in Kingdom Hearts. There's a bunch of characters with like random X in their name for some reason. Like there's Roxas, and there's Praxis, Axew, and then Doxald. Yeah, that's one of them too. Okay, and the last entry on this list, and I think this is the most unlikely to ever happen, but the most exciting as well. because I really want Nintendo to do a Super Smash Warriors game. And yeah, basically a Warriors game kind of like Super Smash Brothers, but instead of, being a fighting game, it would be a narrative focused uh, Warriors game. And I think Warriors style of a game would just be perfect for Super Smash Brothers. Super Smash Brothers, what's really cool about that game is kind of like all of the dream matchups you could have. It's a fighting game where you can have like Mario and Sonic battle against each other. You can have Marth from Fire Emblem and Shulk from Xenoblade battle against each other. You can have Princess Peach go against Ganondorf and all of those fun matchups that you can have. But what is really missing from Smash Brothers, in my opinion, is kind of like this character interaction. And that is something we really want nowadays from our crossover media, whether it is video games or movies or even comic books. We want this character interaction. Okay, we can have Mario and Sonic fight together, but what does Mario think about Sonic? How would they actually react if they were to ever meet each other? What would Sonic think about Goombas, and what would Mario think about Dr. Robotnik? All of these fun things I would love to explore more, and have these characters kind of visit each other's worlds is something I also want to see. So having more of a narrative focused experience for Super Smash Bros. Would be very interesting, especially considering that Smash Brothers kind of has its own world already. You can have like the World of Light and Subspace Emissary stuff in there. You can have Master Hand and Taboo and whoever the villains were in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I already forgot about them. But you can have those guys. And they, in Super Smash Bros., they are just like, they are there. But they're like never explained who they are. And I would like to explore more of that. Usually I'm not like a very lore-oriented person, but Smash Bros. Explains so little that I just want to know more. We do see some character interaction, like bare minimum, like Super Smash Bros. Brawl cutscenes and that kind of stuff, but I just want more of it. But yeah, those are my suggestions on what kind of Warriors games would it be fun to see in the future. My favorite is definitely Smash Bros. Warriors game, but I would think the most likely ones here are Xenoblade and Pokemon. But what do you think? Do you have any other ideas on what franchises you think would suit the Warriors style of a spin-off game that we have been getting a lot? Let me know down in the comments below, and I will be sure to talk to you about it in the comments. But I have nothing else to say now, so I will just see you guys next time. Bye bye.